Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody across the world, and welcome to week number 5, day number 2 of the European HCS fall season. Boy, oh boy, have we got a wonderful day in store for you. This is it, guys. We are sending 4 teams to finals, and unfortunately, 2 teams down to relegation. But it's all about where they finish up today. We will seed, well, we do actually have our number 1 seed. We will seed everyone else through 2, 3, and 4. And of course, there is still 5th and 6th place to see who grabs 5th place and chooses their open circuit team that they play against when they come out of that format. Once again, on the desk, as ever, I have 2 beautifully gorgeous men. Danny, Harry, gentlemen, it's the last day of the European Pro League. This is it. Everything on the line. How are we feeling, gents?
I'm really excited. I mean, it could all kind of go pear-shaped after the first game. If VWS lose that one, then Pulse are laughing, but it's going to be really exciting, and the last game of the day is going to be a juicy one for sure.
Oh yeah, most certainly. I mean, that last game of the day, like you said, Dan, it's going to be really interesting, but it's quite sad actually. I mean, it's been the whole season long, and we're finally here to the last day. So honestly, kind of make me a little bit sad.
And I mean, most importantly, we are doing 2 days now. This is the best thing about today. We get to see how things all shape up. We missed it last time, but we took on the feedback. We heard you guys. You wanted to see it. Honestly, we do too. There's some awesome matches coming up. Once again, congratulations to FAB. Ever correct me if I'm wrong, they have taken first seed, so big shout out to the lads of FAB, but they are playing first. Rather than talk about them games, let's talk about the format. If you are joining us for the first time, people who are always here, you know how this one works, but if you don't, this is how the season has played out. 6 teams from Europe competed within the league. They all played each other twice, or at least will have done after the end of today. Top 4 teams advance to our season finals right here live in the studio. 5th and 6th, unfortunately, fall down into an online relegation battle against 2 open circuit teams. Quick look at the timeline, show you how the season has been playing out. We are around that November timeline now. We have coming up next HCS Las Vegas. The Pro League for us will be ending today pretty much, but we do have the open circuit finals after that. Pro League season finals 3rd and 4th of December over in North America on the 10th and the 11th, and that will be the fall season over and done with. Let's take a look at our 6 teams that are going to be playing today once again in the arena. FAB Esports, VWS, and Team Vibe. Our other 3 in the blue corner are going to be followed up in just a second. I've run too fast for the production there. I usually go through the names. That's completely my bad. Team Infused, Batchford, Kimbo, Flux, and Doodle. Team Prophecy, Buck 57, Buck 20, Vexus, and Flames. And then finally, Pulse Gaming, SLG, Cali, Punisher, and Fractor. Let's take a look at yesterday's scores and show you guys, if you didn't catch them and you didn't see how it all played out, this is pretty much what sealed the fate of many teams today. Mr. Danny G, run us through the scores and give us a quick rundown of how things all played out, fella.
Well, like you said, the fate of Prophecy was sealed at the bottom of the table because of that 3-0 loss to Infused. FAB then, with a really dominating performance against Vibe. Some said that there was going to be a close one, but actually I think it wasn't as close as people were expecting in the end. And then that final game of the day, Pulse beating VWS 3-0, meaning that all that is standing in the way of Pulse getting to finals is their game today against Prophecy, which is going to be a fantastic one.
Which will line us up perfectly for 3 more matches today on your screens. We're now fighting for placements and pretty much seedings. Our first matchup, it's going to be a hard one, okay? So we've got VWS going up against Vibe. Harry, is there any chance in hell that VWS can take down the Vibe squadron? Excuse me, the FAB E squadron.
Yes. No. Well, if they do, it will be nothing short of a miracle. I mean, we'll bring up the fixtures today on screen very soon, but that VWS versus FAB game, that is the biggest mountain that VWS will ever have to climb, because they absolutely have to win the first match. If they don't, they're out of finals and they're in relegation. And then the next game after that is going to be Prophecy versus Pulse, and that's again, it's kind of tough because a lot of it hinges. You can see the matches now on your screen. Pulse versus Prophecy. If VWS do lose that match number 1, essentially all that is match number 2 is Prophecy trying not to go 0-10. Prophecy basically playing for pride at that point. But again, a lot of it does hinge on other results. And then that match number 3, it's a juicy one. It's the battle for 2nd place. Vibe versus Infused. Both squads been absolutely outstanding all season long. And we're going to see who's going to finish runner-up of the regular season.
So for just a second, let's just pause here and have a talk about these matches. So, FAB guaranteed first.
100%. Yep.
Second and third, how is this one decided up?
Well,
Whoever wins out.
whoever wins match number 3, Infused
Simple as
versus
that.
Vibe. That's it.
Moving down into the fourth place then. What does all this hinge on, pretty much?
So essentially, if VWS lose match number 1, then Pulse are 4th place.
Simple as that. Job done.
VWS 100% have to win, otherwise they are in relegation.
Tell you what a juicy match to end the season on.
Oh yeah.
Infused versus Vibe, playing for placements, and of course the cash at the end of it, because there is still the regular season money behind. That's what a game. What a fantastic
it's a
game.
money match.
I'll tell you what, we've run through the seedings. We'll show you how they're sitting currently. This isn't probably how, or maybe you never know, this could be how things are ending up, especially if Infused, as the guys on the desk said, it is all about that third and final match, the battle for second place. Number 1 is sealed and locked on the top. Unfortunately, number 6 is also sealed down at the bottom. However, if VWS somehow, God willing, they do manage to take down FAB Esports, they are still within a very small chance. Take a look at the North American schedule. We'll show you how things are going to be playing out in week 6 over there tonight. Optic Gaming will take on Team Allegiance. Team Envious going up against Enigma 6. Luminosity go against Team Liquid. And then at the bottom, finally, we have Evil Geniuses taking LOL. Let's take a look at the current standings after last night's games on Wednesday. Team Envious, look at that, boys. 10-1, sitting firmly at the top. Optic Gaming below them. Moving down, we see Team Liquid. We see Luminosity 3rd and 4th. Enigma 6, LOL 5th and 6th. And down at the bottom, unfortunately, Evil Geniuses. I mean, Allegiance, they can't catch a break with those games 5s, man. It's just not working out for the boys on that team, and I feel so sorry for them, because they put their hearts and soul, just like every other player, but the amount of game 5s that they go up against and just can't seem to clutch it out. But the most important one, Harry, EG,
Yeah.
3 and 8.
Why are they down there? I mean, you think about back to the HCS like season 1 back in like Master Chief Collection, Halo 2 Anniversary. EG were at the top. They were the top dogs. They were the team to beat, and now they're in relegation. It's just kind of crazy how the whole season plays out. But coming back to Allegiance and those game 5s, I'm pretty sure they're like
Wild.
1 and 4 now in game 5s. They've won 1 game 5 and they've lost 4. That's a tough record to come back from.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it kind of represents where they are on the table right now.
The last game of the day for America is going to be greatly LOL versus EG. I mean, you saw EG are there in relegation, LOL just above them. That's going to be a big match. I mean, I think EG have to win that, otherwise they are staring down the barrels of possible relegation. So
make sure you tune in tonight, a couple of hours from now. They're going to be some awesome games. Are we having a late one tonight, lads? Do you fancy it?
Yeah, why not?
2 chicky beers and a late night Halo session?
That works for
I'm
me.
absolutely down for that. But it's all about the game that's coming up on your screens right now. Let's take a look at these two fired up teams. VWS in the red corner, FAB Esports over in the blue. For the 5th and final week in a row, guys. Not even a row, actually. I'm just talking rubbish there. Let's take a look at the VWS gaming roster and show you these players. Dan, 4 incredibly talented players. Certainly ones that I wouldn't expect to see in relegation. Run us through the roster, buddy.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Riot, Lunny, Ramirez, and Chalky. If you had told me these guys were going to be in relegation at the start of the season, I would have laughed at you. But unfortunately, that is what they are facing if they don't beat the number 1 team, which is FAB. It's definitely going to be an incredible matchup. These guys are capable of doing it. I'm not going to say it's impossible. If anyone is going to do the impossible, it's probably these guys. But it will be a very tall mountain. Actually, maybe even more than a mountain. What's double a mountain?
A really big mountain.
A really big mountain.
A really massive mountain. And you know what? It comes in the form of 4 young gentlemen. They are known as FAB Esports. Respectful, Moz, Jimbo, and Sue Foxy. I mean, Harry, arguably, would we say? 4 of the best 5 players in Europe right now together?
Arguably, I'd say almost definitely. I mean, I harp on so much about my top 5 players like in Europe. Honestly, I kind of have a little bit of bias in that. I think statistically, these 4 are just a perfect match for each other. Respectful and Moj just complement each other so well with their slaying power, and then you have just a solid base of Jimbo and 2 Foxy to back them up as well. I've been especially impressed with 2 Foxy's play calling. Whenever I jump into Jimbo's stream and they're scrimming, 2 Foxy's always making the calls for his team and saying, hey, we all need to go this way, and the entire squad trusts him. So honestly, I'm kind of falling in love a little bit with this FAB squad. They play such great Halo, and it's kind of showing in their, pedigree at the moment in the league. They're 8-1. They're looking to go 9-1.
Let's take a look at the best of 5. Their very last best of 5 in regular play. Then Truth capture the flag to kick off today. Double Plaza back-to-back Slayer and Strongholds for games number 2 and 3. Coliseum capture the flag will enter game number 4 if it's needed. And then finally, which it would take an absolute miracle for VWS to reach, the Rig Team Slayer awaits in our 5th and final game of this series. Truth capture the flag, Dan. any kind of silver lining whatsoever for VWS?
The silver lining would be that out of all these game types, the only one that FAB have lost this season is Truth Capture the Flag. All of those others, they are actually undefeated on, so that's going to be tough for VWS. On the side of VWS, they have a 50% win rate on Truth Capture the Flag, 1-1 at the moment, so they can win it, they could lose it.
Yeah, and their overall Capture the Flag win percentage across all game types, all Capture the Flag game types from the start, from like the week before the Pro League started, that's actually their highest win percentage. It's only 34% wins, but it's higher than their Slayer and Stronghold percentages, so a little bit of a silver lining there for VWS.
Remember guys, everything is pretty much on the line. This is do or die. They need to beat FAB just to be in with the smallest, tiniest of opportunities of skipping relegation and grabbing a slot in the finals. Everything's on the line for these guys. But then after that, if this miracle happens, they do have to have Pulse lose against Prophecy. And even that in itself is just as much as a tall order as this match coming up. I mean, Pulse versus Prophecy.
Yep.
Is it as simple as that? We see it on paper?
I think for VWS right now, all you have to do, focus on this game. I mean, you can't be looking at Pulse and Prophecy and worrying about them. You absolutely have to win this game. That's your number one priority right now, because if you lose, it doesn't matter what happens elsewhere. So, in my opinion, let's focus on trying to take down FAB.
Yeah, I think it helps that they go first, to be honest, because they don't have to think about that next result. If they win, that's all just what's in front of you. Just get it done, and then you can focus on that later. Harry is completely right. An interesting fact for these games, this is a repeat of all the games in week 1. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams have developed across the season. It's going to be great. Great few matches.
Kind of going back to what you just mentioned then, obviously moving back, who really, and I mean, we all kind of ring out a name in our heads and it begins with the letter R, but who in particular needs to step up in this match? If VWS want to take some games, who needs to really raise the game?
I think, it's tough to say, honestly. I was kind of a little bit disappointed yesterday with Riot. I honestly thought Riot could have done a little bit more for his team. He seemed a little bit sluggish, a little bit off the pace, so he absolutely 100% needs to be firing if VWS want a chance of taking this game number 1.
All right then, guys, tweet the stream, Facebook, Twitter, I don't care where it is. Put it out on social media. Use the hashtag HCS. This is week 5, day 2, our last game of the regular season here in the European Fall Season Pro League. Guys, it's going to be an incredible matchup. Game number 1, we are on Truth Slayer. Dan, in fact, we're on Truth CTF, excuse me. Dan, run us through the players.
Yeah, already Foxy is going and grabbing that flag with the sword in the back pocket. I like off the start that straight away VWS shut down Jimbo. We saw him yesterday constantly getting that camouflage off spawn. He's the only person that pushes pink side as Ramirez gets a nice sword kill as well. Having the sword is extremely important, not only because it's a power weapon, but we say it time and time again. You can run those flags so quickly if you have it.
This man in the moment, sorry to cut you off there, Sims, is actually second in flag returns. So certainly a bit of a flag demon. Ramirez here can't actually find the play. He gets lost in the lights. That's going to be Respectful taking him down. So the sword going in Respectful's hands. But a lot of actually strong kind of statistics on the CTF side in terms of like flag defenses and returns and captures per game. Right, actually second in the league overall in flag captures as well for the VWS squad. So they certainly seem to know what they're doing statistics-wise on Capture the Flag. It's about whether or not they can actually put it to play here against FAB.
I mean, it's really unlucky he couldn't get that kill, because essentially we could be seeing a flag cap coming off of this one. He's going to drop it into the base, wait for his teammate below him just to get the return. Bang, in the back of the net. And unfortunately, that sword kill alone there, because it transferred even worse into the hands of the guy that was running the flag. Essentially losing that battle has just cost them the first flag capture.
Oh, what a grenade from Respectful as well, just shutting down anyone that was going to push them. And now you can see VWS, immediately they're on the back foot. Every time off spawn, they're just trying to escape the clutches of FAB. There are constant pistol shots laying down them off spawn. I like that they've now been able to flank round, get hold of that sword. That's going to be extremely important. Second flag isn't going to go in though. VWS were able to stop it.
Literally, as soon as they get any ground, they get the sword. And we saw this in the previous section, just about to say section of the previous few seconds ago. As soon as you look to see VWS gain any kind of ground whatsoever, the full, there it is again. Every single time they try and make something happen, they just shut down every single push. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm seeing quite a lot of single players, and it doesn't seem to be loads of teamwork together and just running in willy-nilly and YOLO it one by one.
It's exactly what I was going to say. A lot of teams I criticise if you're not pushing in 2s or 3s, but with FAB, despite being so stretched across the map, they are clearly still in communication and they're looking at every aspect of the map. They turn instantly, so you know they're responding to callouts. I think they're just one of the most well-oiled teams. Well, they are the most well-oiled team in Europe.
Oh, he's going to get that. Was a nice little kill coming out, right? So he got the trade off the double. We will see Lunny at least suicide into the flag, which will get the return and stop any further movement on that one. 9:20 remaining on the clock. Still a 1-0 lead here for Respectful. Comes in with the hot perfect, gives Chalky the nice 5 to the jawline. And honestly, you got two people. You can see him running off on the player outlines. One's going to drop down to P1, look for that cam, but it's not quite up yet. Respectful says, not today, my friend. Get the hell out of there. Chalky's going to come around the corner. He will just... he's just beelining across. I think he realised there was so much damage coming in. There was not a great deal else he could do just apart from hope for the best and run away.
Yeah, he was just hoping he was going to be able to survive there. That's why he didn't turn it and put any shots in, which is interesting, but Respectful is just going to find a flag here, bottom mid, and this should be a second one because I don't think there is anybody from VWS to stop this one. So a nice 2-0 lead, and at the moment, FAB just are taking these individual battles. I think this is just more of a formality for them. They know that they are the better team and they're just running around. Honestly, it looks like matchmaking.
Well, two more still go down. We got Mo's been a nuisance in the base with the sword. Finally does go down. Lunny will take him out. Sorry, he didn't actually have the sword initially. It was one there in the hands of Lunny. Down he goes, coming back off the spawn. Ramirez is going to push in there. Looks like 2 Foxy's got the sword. Lunny's going to get lit up by 2 of them. Killing spree now for Respectful. He'll opt to just run the opposing way. Going to move this over to Carbine, which is, excuse me, going to run, I'm getting all my words mixed up today. Going to run this down to P side. Wright's going to come around with the grenade. It's going to find no hit markers. The AR is way too strong. Comes down the corner, gets absolutely demolished. He's got most of support top mid, which then again isn't anything uncommon from this roster. Lunny goes steamboating in with the sword. Down he drops. We've got Ramirez waiting in the base. Probably just going to jump up as soon as he sees a little blip on the radar. But look at that. He's got the call out. Respectful puts it in for a tiny bit of bait, and he's just hiding away with that sword. Respectful, nice easy cap, and a quick, clean 3-0. Gents, did we expect any less?
No. Fabi are just that good. VWS really just didn't have an answer, and that really is just a testament to Fabi's power. Top slayer in the game. 2 Foxy going up against his former teammates. Mo's just behind him with 14 and 13 kills as well. So there's 3 flag captures from Respectful. So great stuff there out of Fabi. Once again, Jimbo a little bit off the pace, but he won't be, too unhappy about that considering his team won the game.
But we touched on this yesterday, and we actually touched on it with Respectful. I was saying Jim's that kind of player who doesn't really give a damn about any stats and statistics. It's about where he ends up as a team on the board, who is in that W area.
It's made him a better player, to be honest. I mean, Jimbo has been this player that can put the statistics up, but now he's been given this freedom. He's kind of taken that weight off his shoulders to be putting up those kills. He can now focus on the more critical areas. He can focus on laying down shots of support fire. He can focus on getting power-ups, power weapons that do win the game, but they win the game behind the scenes. He's also there getting the flag returns, getting the flag caps. I mean, which is crazy to say from like a main slayer of Jimbo, but if you can put someone with such power behind players like Respectful and Mo's, it's always going to be dangerous.
Is it me? Or, I mean, we're always talking about Respectful and how much of a damn good slayer he is, and he is a damn good slayer. His shot is just unparalleled, but do we tend to see him doing a lot of objective work more than what we actually give him credit for?
From Respectful?
Yeah.
I mean, yes and no. He will certainly be in a position to get those flag defenses and those flag returns, and especially on Strongholds as well. I think he has one of the leading statistics for Strongholds defended, so he is one of those players that will kind of lurk around the area and ensure that no one can push in.
Yeah, speaking of Respectful, he's actually 4th in the league out of every single player in both Strongholds defended and secured. So he certainly does the work when he needs to, and you can see right here, I mean, he got all 3 flag captures. And honestly, a lot of it just came from being in the right place at the right time, but you are right, he will muck in whenever it's needed. And I think that's a trait of everyone on Fabi. They can all just, lend a hand whenever it's needed.
Once again as well, please apologise my scruffy attiring compared to the gentlemen who look rather suave.
I put on a nice shirt for once.
Yeah, both my shirts are back at home and probably in someone else's house, which is rather unfortunate because it means I have to buy new ones for the finals, but hey ho, that is life. Coming up on your screen, guys, we have a back-to-back Plaza. Game 2 will be Slayer, Game 3 will be Strongholds. Dan, You're waving a finger there. Do we have some stats and statistics, my friend? Which, by the way, Shazzy won't call me out on. In my eyes, they are not the same thing. They are totally different.
I'm really worried for VWS here. I mean, I think that was the only game they were going to be able to win. FAB haven't dropped a Plaza Slayer or a Plaza Strongholds throughout the whole season. They've got a 100% win record. I mean, even Coliseum CTF, they've not dropped that either. So this is going to be a tough one. Rig Slayer, neither team has actually played so far. So if we can get to a Game 5, then who knows what's going to happen.
This could get ugly.
Why?
We've seen Plaza when teams who, aren't as coherent and aren't, as cohesive working together, pushing out of that yard is so tough. It's so tough to break out of that kind of, what, is there a tweet on? I've seen it out of the corner of my eye. I've not read it yet.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to let you read this one. I'm actually going to let you read it.
Hashtag HCS. For once, at Wonderboy Halo actually picked a shirt that isn't from his local dump. Kappa Love Heart.
See, I think that's a nice tweet, but it's also quite a strong.
It's like a backhanded compliment. But honestly, I think that's the best I'm going to get from Catchy. So Catchy, thank you so much, my friend. I love you. Yeah,
we do love the shirt. Unfortunately, I'm the odd one out here. But hey ho, as I said, that is complete live. Game 2 is locked and loaded. The Eye in the Sky has just gone live. I mean, it's a very stupid question. It's quite generic, Dan, but how do VWS take this one? What's the play? Is there any play at all? Is it going to be a bit of a massacre?
Drive round to Respectful's house, take him off his Xbox, tell his mum he's not allowed to play anymore, and hope you can still win 4v3, but I don't think you will be able to.
I don't think we've got time for that, if I'm honest.
No, that's the play. That's the play. That's what you have to do to be FAB.
Eject Brandon from his house.
Yep.
Fair enough. We'll see if he does stay online and hopefully doesn't get ejected from his house. Plasma Slayer is about to come up on your screen, guys. First to 50 kills will take this game number 2. Who are we kicking things off with, Dan?
I think Foxy's fine, considering he just does everything for the team. He is the guy that calls all the shots.
Yeah, not only that, we haven't really spoken too much about 2Foxy's kind of pedigree teaming with both Riots and Chalky, as well as Ramirez for such an extended period of time. I mean, this guy has... what is going on here? I don't even know. This is... okay, I don't know what to say. Where are the words?
I mean, the metaphorical term that I was going with by removing Mose from his house is generally, is generally just trying to take those guys out of the game. They are given so much free time in every single game, and they're able to roam, they're able to get behind you and just pin you down and get as much kills as they want. If you can single them out, if you can eliminate them, if you keep track of them and just communicate with your team where they are, then maybe you've got a chance in a game like this.
Well, we'll see what kind of chance they actually get. We will see Lonnie hiding up on the top. Jimbo comes around the SMG, trying to clean up the person that played him out. One's coming around on Hotel. More than likely, Foxy's going to absolutely whitewash him. Not entirely sure where he was, but he still gets the splinter kill by bouncing it off the wall there. Not entirely sure how that one happened, but life goes on. 1 second down from top. Goal. Ground pound town. Picks up the double and the star kill and medal to boot as well for Foxy.
One thing we have to remember as well is this is kind of FAB's victory parade. They're already champions of the regular season, and they're just having a bit of fun right now. Look at the score though. They're kind of just messing about. You can see in 2Foxy's play, he's trying to beat down people, trying to ground pound him, and all these crazy things are happening. They're still up 13-2, and we could see some geese in the wild here, boys. This is kind of worrying.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as the game does progress. At the moment, it's looking a little bit dangerous. People are just steamboating in and having a crack at them, while Respectful's still picking faces and peeling off people left, right, and centre. 1, 2, 3. There's the 4th one in the player outlines. Riot's going to crawl around the corner. They're all spawning in Cafe. Let's see if the man, the myth, the legend that is Respectful can take any back. And I just feel like they've kind of given up at this point, to be honest with you.
Riots and Chalky still without a kill, so keep an eye on that.
At the moment, VWS are just stuck in Cafe, and they just can't get out. And yes, I feel like they are just giving up now. Like this is hard for them. They're obviously in a position where when you're being spawn killed, it just comes to a point where you're like, yeah, what can we do, guys?
Well, when you've got Respectful here, and you've got mainly where Jimbo is, he's obviously trapping down on the loop there. No one can actually spawn on that side, so they're all going to be forced every single time into Cafe, which is the perfect opportunity. And we get a nice little trade there, but there's just nothing really much they can do. Look at the scoreline, 26-5. Kind of says it all. Nice little bait and switch. He's still not dead, unfortunately. Finally,
yes, Riot's on the board, so only Chalky now without a kill.
I think frustration is set in for VWS. I think this is season long of expectations being shut down. They were really expecting to get to finals, as Jimbo gets a nice triple there, but they have just fallen short. And when you have players with the quality of Ramirez, of Chalky, of Riot, Lunny, you're expecting them to get there, and the fact that they didn't now, I think, is they know they're not getting there. So this is just a game of, we've got to play it. and we are just going to get demolished.
Yeah, we said it could get ugly. I didn't think it would get this ugly, to be honest with you. I honestly thought VWS, at least at the start of the game, would try and put up a fight, but it's just really is just how good FAB really are. But a bit of a sliver of hope right here. Chalky has a sniper in his hands, but you can see he just he's not having any of this. Oh, he finally hits an airborne snapshot though. Oh, I don't know what to say here, lads. I don't think
it's a great deal to say. The scoreline says it all. I mean, credit where credit's due. I'm going to say this to FAB, who are keeping up. They're not letting go. They're playing their game regardless of how the opposing side is. You never know. They might just be having a reasonably bad game, which is quite a reasonably bad game. But I've seen a lot of people just running into each other. They're also Spartan charging one another. They're going for style points on the ground pound. Double kill coming out of Moze. The triple's there. Chalky's just going to run into him. And he's actually going to miss his last shot, so he's going to be choking the triple kill. There. Moze
already dead.
Very disappointed there, Moze. Should have hit that last shot.
With this...
Riots is on a goose because he just betrayed Ramirez.
Well...
I really would love to analyse this game for you, Richard.
Any point?
But I feel like my analytical approach would just be saying how poor VWS are and how incredible FAB are, and I think everyone in the audience knows this. I think FAB are letting them know they are making a statement. They are stomping VWS so far into the ground that VWS are currently at the molten core.
Yeah, there's no other words to say to me. I don't even really want to, at this moment in time, kind of run through it, or they're just playing it out and just hoping this one ends quickly as possible. They only need 2 more kills, 7:30 remaining on the clock. This is a complete whitewash. 1 more will seal the deal. FAB will go 2-0 up.
This wasn't just a steak dinner. This was all the trimmings. This was like...
It was a meat platter.
It was a meat platter. We got a starter. You know, we had the main, which was, you know, excellent, and then the dessert. Oh, the breadsticks for appetizers.
At least Lonnie kept it up. He had a crack at it.
Yeah.
7-11, not bad.
Either way, though, top Slayer in the game.
Would you expect any less?
18.
If there were a man who were going to take advantage of that,
yeah,
it would him.
18.
He basically saw that Kimbo was plus 100 last week, and yesterday, sorry, and he wasn't. So he was like, right, how can I reach Kimbo here and be the top Slayer?
We've got some noobs coming up in our first game. Let me just get 18 kills against them.
It's like Christmas, isn't it? When everyone gets, all the kids get the brand new Xbox.
Foxy was just behind him as well with 16. He also had those 10 assists. But all round, I mean, I think the replays kind of just speak for themselves. FAB, just too good.
Yeah, we'll get number 3 over and done with and get cracked on in just a second, get the match going live. A complete steak dinner, but certainly probably could have been a little bit tad easier. I mean, respectful.
At least Chalky got that no-scope, though.
That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good no-scope.
We didn't even get it in the
replays. Could go in the montage.
Feels bad, man.
We haven't seen it yet.
Here we go. Oh, am I just talking rubbish? Am I making production look bad? My bad.
Oh, montage. Yes, nice.
Jawline, fam. Enjoy it. Yeah, not a great deal else to say about that one, guys. We do apologise. I think they kind of know this one is GG, no re, over and done with. They're dropping down to relegation. They've still got 1 match. You know, this could be the reverse sweep. Hey, anything can happen. We've seen random things and we've seen worse things before, you know. Who knows?
We haven't seen much worse than that game that we just witnessed. That was poor.
I don't know, I've seen your gameplay.
Wow, I've not played since Halo 3.
If someone pays for it, for me, I will get a tribal tattoo on my left buttock if VWS pull off the reverse sweep.
Don't
It's not going to happen.
What happened last time that you made a bet for tattoos?
No, because
what happened
if FAB lose on purpose, they lose all their prize money anyway. So, I mean, you know, it's not... Yeah, obviously, yeah, this was a mistake, obviously. But there's no way this can happen, so it's okay.
Oh, God.
It works for me.
In before all the power in Jim's
before the
house
stars
goes out.
align.
Yeah, everyone just loses power.
Yeah, no, I didn't really think about that.
South of England.
If someone pays for it.
Okay,
Okay.
All right, I'll pay for it.
We'll split it.
We'll split it.
Okay.
There you go.
It's
job done.
That works for me.
This is a shame. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat disappointed in the VWS players.
I'm very disappointed.
I would have liked... You can see they're not putting in as much effort as you would usually expect from them. So it is a shame. However, when your confidence has been knocked so much, yesterday they pretty much were eliminated and they were basically secured into relegation. So I can understand that they are frustrated.
Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully Game 3 is getting kicked up in just a second and we can crack on with our back-to-back Plaza in Game number 3. And FAB can go on their merry way, being at the top of that leaderboard and severely staying there.
Oh,
there's nothing else to say, really, is there?
VWS, please don't reverse sweep now.
I mean,
it's kind of sinking in. Why
you worried now, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
The thing is that you didn't distinct how big it was.
Yeah,
I'm going for like the whole buttock.
No.
The whole buttock.
No, that would hurt.
It would. That's why I'm doing it, fam.
To give you some safety here.
Okay.
Plaza Strongholds, there's a 100% win record for FAB and a 0% win record for VWS.
Should just make it a full circle. There we go. Come on, carry on, Dan.
Oh, that was it. I was done.
Your hands are really warm.
Yeah,
How are
they
they so
actually
warm?
really warm.
Ooh.
But Plaza Strongholds, I mean, this one is going to go to FAB. I don't think anyone...
Someone called Childline immediately.
You know what? While we're waiting for this game 3, I want to say a big shout out to the community out there. The Halo Esports community and generally the Halo casual community. Everybody supports the HCS. We got Team Beyond, Halo Waypoint, Reddit Halo, Halo Data Hive, Halo 5 Arena, HCS Live Tweet, which is Halo_ESW Live. There are so many people out there who support the HCS franchise. You guys make it what it is. If you want to get involved in the community, dive on in, teambeyond.net. The conversation's there. It's the biggest Halo esports forum there is out there, and honestly, even if it's just to go and check out the dank memes that are on that forum, it is a cracking place. Get signed up, join in the conversation, and get involved in the HCS. Dan, any particular POV you want to kick it off with?
No one from VWS, please. I would like to see Mose because he went plus 14 last game. He was on a tear, his shot's on fire, and he absolutely destroys Ramirez with a perfect. Just setting the president. Nice and early. President?
President. Doesn't
Thanks,
matter either way.
Should we talk about the
No,
US presidential
we won't
election?
start that one. It's
Okay.
going to get political, and I'm not down for that. I want to play Halo. I don't want to get involved in any of this NA political banter, mainly because I don't know anything.
Imagine
about
having
it.
Trump as a president.
No!
Just thinking- okay, no, sorry. Back to the Halo.
Yeah, let's carry on with the Halos. Respectful. Going to pick up Nest. I'm struggling to actually do this one at the moment because I think they're just going to absolutely tear him apart completely like they did before, unless they've heard the buttocks tattoo comment, and we could be seeing another perfect coming out of Fab E. Down he goes finally, trying to turn around and really get out of there because at the moment they're kind of stuck over in yard. Look, he's having a go though.
Can I do play-by-play and you do analysis?
Yeah, go on then.
Alright, can I do it as you?
Yep.
Right, and Jimbo goes down there thick and fast. And we're going to swap over to Riot. Throws the grenade, gets the hit markers right in the jawline. Few pistol shots going over there, gets the kill. Fantastic work there from Riot.
Do you want me to analyse it now like you?
Yeah.
Well, you can see now, he's running top mid. He's going to check on Jimbo's Red X, but there's no one down there. So he's going to nip down by the white car. He's on his own. Respectful. He's got a bloody good shot on this guy. Oh, so you can see one coming around the nest.
Who can I
do?
do?
People have actually got it.
Who can I do?
A combination of both.
I can't do that.
Oh, combination of both. Guys, they are still putting points on the board. This could be a goose on points. However, 2 players of VWS will find themselves taking bottom mid. They might be able to put a point on the board, which they have done at this time. Respectful checking driveway. Riots comes around the corner. It's Storm versus Storm. One hiding around the car, and neither player wants to back down. Grenade goes in, but look at that. That right there is key teamwork of FAB E. Calls out the one shot, it instantly gets dropped. However, triple cap for just a few seconds did come into effect for VWS. Maybe this is kind of what they needed. The first game were a bit of, yeah, let's knock this one off. However, Strongholds, sometimes this game can be a very rubber band game type down.
It definitely can. It's extremely back and forth, as you've seen now. FAB have total control, so that's going to be hard for VWS, and it depends where they spawn and how FAB are going to choose to control this game. It looks like they all spawn in several different places. You can see one player is up in Cafe there. He should get immediately shut down by the FAB squad as they're going to push in and eliminate any kind of chance of VWS getting back into this game. Respectful doing what he can, just staying alive here and being a nuisance.
I said don't do it. If he would have managed to get that kill, that would have been awesome. We know how devious that man can be when it comes not only to his shot, but staying alive. The tricks and the jumps and the walls that he just will hide around to make sure that he can try and get that kill. We see Lunny will manage to get the grenade up on Moore. Saw him at S4. Go on, knock him out, sunshine, which he does. The reversal comes in, and they do keep a hold of Nest. Now we're getting some points. Now we're seeing some life coming out of VWS. Maybe they've seen the light and says, you know what, boys? We can beat these kids. We just really need to kind of put all our hearts and souls into this map, and maybe we can take it. And honestly, I believe there is so much talent on this roster. Jim's going to get a face full of lead and a cheeky crouch on the face just to boot.
Yeah, last game they kind of fell short. Like off the start they were about 6-1 down, and I think they just gave up nice and early on because they knew that it was a formality. However, in this game they do still have a chance. You can always get back into it with Strongholds. We have seen a bit of life come out of this squad as they're putting some kills on the board now.
Yeah, and it might even be catching FAB E off of guard, Daniel, as I clear my throat. Anyway, as I was saying, this might actually catch FAB E off guard because you can see they're kind of just letting a couple of Strongholds go here, and now you can see they're starting to bunch up a little bit more. This is the FAB we know and love. Riots will go down, and bottom middle will go into the hands of FAB.
And look for them now to try and push this triple cap. We got one here over on Nest. Ramirez is up top, just laying down a rain hellfire of AR bullets into his face. Will pick up one. Still 2 caps in the hand of FAB. Most jumps down to bottom mid. 1, 2, 3, 4 players. There's one. Go on, son. Get the overkill. They're all waiting for you around the corner. He's going to wait, hold off, and get his shields back. One player goes down to his left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone's about to die. And that is what happens when you annoy FAB. They just come in, and especially if you're going to like bunch up like they did, all 4 players went bottom mid and just kind of stuck together. You know, Mo's going to say all 4 of them are there. You're going to take one player, which probably happened, go up top mid, and just start rinsing them from above. Make them all weak, clear it out. Triple caps back in effect. Give these boys an inch, they will take 8 mile.
Yeah, and just 32 points needed, and then FAB will be going into finals with a 9-1 record, which actually is pretty phenomenal. It was a shame that they did lose that, I think it was week 3 against Infused. I don't think they were expecting to drop a series this season, but 9-1 is still a pretty commanding way to enter finals, as still with total control now, you can see FAB are just hovering around every area of the map, and they are not letting VWS out.
Yeah, it almost felt like earlier on in the game, FAB just kind of playing with their food, but you can see now they're just kind of putting the lambs to the slaughter. 90 points on the board, total control. That last stronghold will be reset, and that will be GG, no re, VWS in relegation.
You can see the points ticking up 2 at a time because the triple cap is in full effect. Mo's just nading the spawn, hoping someone comes creeping around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, FAB are still your #1 seed. They haven't changed spots. However, VWS are now guaranteed the relegation finals. But congratulations, though, Pulse Gaming. They're coming to LAN.
Exactly, I was going to say, the positive out of all of this is we have the French guys. They're going to be at LAN. They missed it last time, but this season they are going to be there.
Who's Cyan team?
Chalky. He's like, you know what, lads? I'm free agent early. I'm leaving you boys. I don't want to be in relegation. I'm going to join the Cyan team.
And he got 10 kills.
Yeah, that's not bad. More than his other 3 teammates. I mean, you know, fair enough, he wasn't on their team. But, you know, either way, top slayer in the game, Mo's 16, as per usual. Most secures alongside that as well. And then the 6 captures from 2 Foxy.
GG, no re. Unfortunately, VWS will drop down to relegation. And I have to mirror kind of Dan's words. I never thought in this season I would be saying that, because this team, the names on it are just too good. You know, these are European champions. These are European professional players. At once, the best that we had, you know? You got to remember back to Reach days, Halo 3 days. These guys have been there. They've done it. They know how to play.
I mean, add Buck 20 and Buck 57 to that list. These players are currently in relegation. Buck 20, Buck 57, Chalky, Riots, Ramirez. In relegation, they are not going to be at the LAN finals. It is absolutely insane.
Times are changing, boys.
One thing I want to ask, which I don't know how you'll react to this one. Do you think VWS would still have been... What are you two doing?
I'm preparing myself.
We're bracing ourselves.
I don't know.
We don't know how we're going to react to this.
Please let go of his hand. Come on. All right, you're going to hold it on the table. Fair play. Do that out of the way. It's getting a bit weird on the desk, but you know. Do you think VWS would still be in relegation had they have kept Anima?
Tough to say. There's a lot of what ifs in that. I mean, you would have to go back to all the games they played without Anima and then see how he would fit into that kind of matchup, how he would have played. But looking at the, you know, Anima's still in kind of the top 5. A lot of the top 5s, fair enough, he's played less games than everyone else, but he's still kind of up there in the top 5s in terms of like flag captures and like flag secures, stuff like that. So it's tough to say, man. It's a lot of what ifs. It's a very tough hypothetical situation.
I think they still would have been in relegation. I just don't think they clicked right, and although the introduction of Riots was kind of to free Chalky up, we feel.
I think we can agree
with that. It was to kind of get him back in that slaying role. It just wasn't enough in the end, and I think it's a case of everyone else has practiced harder and wanted more than these guys.
You know what? I want to put this question to Jimbo, and we've actually got on the line Jimmy. Can you hear us, fella?
Hello.
How you doing, dude? You all right?
Yeah.
So, from the desk, first of all, congratulations. Round of applause from the desk. FAB, you're coming to finals, and this time you got first seed. You didn't have that last time. You come in this one. The question that I pitched them, Jim, can I pitch this one to you? Would VWS have done better, do you think, had they have kept Anima, or is there another problem going on with that roster, in your opinion?
I think Anima is a stronger slaying power than picking up Riot, so I think it would have played out a bit differently, but I don't really know, to be honest. I think, yeah, it's a weird one, because Anima is like a very, very strong slayer, but then like this communication wasn't really there, and they just swapped out for Riot, who is not necessarily the strongest slayer, but his communication's a lot better. So we wouldn't really know. I reckon they would have got 4 still, to be fair. I don't think they would have lost the Pulse yesterday if they still had Anima, personally, but...
Okay, Jim, and in relegation, can you see any of the open teams taking down either of these two that are now there in relegation?
Yes, VWS are the team that gets to decide which relegation team they play against, don't they? So it does depend on that as well.
Which I would probably say I'd say that they would avoid MDR2. Let's say if MDR2 make that, which I think they will.
Most likely it would be VW. It would be Prophecy playing against MDR2, wouldn't it? Most likely.
Yes. So if we got that scenario, do you think they'd lose that matchup?
I don't know. I generally thought last season that the old Dinosaurs team would lose their matchup, but they came out on top. Yeah. Obviously, they lost that first best off, but came back and won it in the other one. So, I'm gonna say no. I have faith in the Bucks and the rest of the squad. I think that specific one, VWS. I don't know what's happened with that roster. I think after playing them today, you guys can see they're in a slump right now, and they're not very happy with the way their season's ended up. So we'll have to see what happens with their like practice towards relegation and stuff like that. So. Depending on if VWS continue playing and continue actually like caring, kind of, then it would depend whether they stay in Pro League.
So, Jim, now with the finals lineup completely set, you have yourselves. You also have Vibe, Infused, as well as Pulse. Who do you guys see as your biggest threats? Is it Vibe, Infused, or would it be the French squad?
It's definitely Vibe, Infused. No disrespect to any of the guys on Pulse. Like I was kind of shocked they got it to finals, which is awesome to see a French team there. But I think I can definitely say that like Vibe and Infused are the better one. As for the two, I don't know, because you look at Vibe and they have Cristola, who I love playing with Cristola, but he hasn't got that much LAN experience, and obviously it goes down to it. Obviously, we were shouting out respectful Mo's last season for LAN experience, but they still won. So, Infused. I remember you guys talking yesterday about Infused, saying that like they've got a bit more of a leadership on their team with Kimbo and Doodle, and they got a lot more experience. But I don't know. I still think Vibe would come out on top for that one, and Vibe would probably be the harder team on LAN, just purely because I don't think Kimbo and Doodle's experience is that much of an experience.
And would that kind of mirror your prediction for our third game of the stream? We have Infused going up against Vibe.
See, because it's online, I'm actually edging towards Infused on that one. I think Infused are a very, very strong team. I take nothing away from them. Obviously, they beat us, but yeah, I think Vibe, after the loss against us yesterday, are not in the best set of mind, but they'll be coming back stronger at LAN. I'm going to say Infused tomorrow. Probably a game 5 if it were.
That's gonna be a feisty one.
And a final question: do you think Prophecy are going to go 0-10? Say yes.
He didn't want to do it because he's his old teammates. He respects them too much.
No one wants to say it.
He's too nice.
But it's going to happen.
Because now, I think there was a lot of pressure on Pulse to beat them, because Pulse wanted to maintain their 4th spot. But I think there's a bit of pressure laid off for Pulse now, because they know they've got their spot as far as I'm aware. So I don't know. I want to say no, but I think sadly it is going to be a 0-10.
Well,
I don't like to see that.
I'm sure we will soon find out. Jim, I want to say thank you again for not only being ambassador of Halo Esports, especially here in Europe. Great seeing you so far with all the stuff that you're doing on the streams and everything. Great success there. If anyone wants to follow you on Twitter or on Twitch, what do they need to be looking for?
So it's Twitter at JimboGPK, and then Twitch it's twitch.tv/Jimbo.
Beautiful. Congratulations to you and the team once again, buddy, on the first seed coming into fall finals. We will see you in December, my friend.
Thank you. See you guys soon.
So, gents, we got an interesting game coming up next. We got an even more interesting game coming up in our third match. Let's talk about the one coming up on our screens then. I mean, are they even really bothered now? They're going to be there? Does it matter?
Who bothered? Pulse?
Yeah.
Pulse will be bothered. I mean, these French guys, they are not going to let off. There is a steamboat that is running, and they are not going to stop it. They're not going to turn that engine off. They want to keep going. At the end of the day, it's about momentum. If they can go into finals off the back of 2 wins, that's going to be great for them.
Dan, I'm seeing a lot of zeros circled.
I mean, we'll get into this later.
Okay. Oh, find out after the break.
You've ruined it.
Sorry, no, it's okay.
You've ruined
no
it.
one knows what we're talking about yet. It's okay.
Don't let him look at you. Know, it's like cheating in school and in class.
Single week.
I'm close to you.
Every week. I do
Mate,
all
yours
these
is literally just a link to Halo Data Hive. Don't give me that rubbish,
Mine's
fam.
just a smiley face. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just drawing doodles.
Right, guys, we're going to go into a very short break. 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we have Prophecy taking on Pulse Gaming. Use the hashtag HCS. Tweet the stream. Let everyone know what's going on. We'll see you in 5.